Hello, this is J.N.S, and happy Friday. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope you guys had a great week as well. And so, as you guys know, we're doing our weekly tarot, and this week was something else. I have to say, as you guys know, I mean, you guys are living in it in real time, just as me. So it's been wild this week, and so what we're gonna do is a review of what we said would happen last week, and then we'll cover next week's events. Now, what's interesting is, again, if I hope you guys can see the screen. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah. So this video we did 7 days ago. It was recorded on the 19th, July 19th, and so in the this video last Friday, we said that this would be the week that Biden would step down, and that a powerful religious leader could possibly also step down or get in scandal. Then we also mentioned that it could be like a powerful judicial or something with the courts relating to this Biden situation. And so, obviously, this video is recorded on July 19th. Um, on Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you view it, and that's your business, you have that right. Biden stepped down on July 21st, which was that Sunday. So he did drop out, and we had said that this would be the week. And so this happened on July 21st. And that's what we saw on the spread. And so we'll review what I said exactly, and then we'll cover it. And again, this is just for our own edification. It's not for any grandiose reasons as to why we're doing this. And as far as me testing out like this probability distribution science, I'm trying to see if it's like, what is the bridge between predictive programming and actually being able to write out a script, being able to write out a narrative and force it interdimensionally into the 3D realm. That's something I'm testing. And you know it's interesting. I call it probability distribution science, in which through variables of archetypes and energy, you can tell pretty much where the energy is going to go, or what's going to happen, or uh, there's even a possibility of being able to narrate events. So predictive programming is script writing essentially, and what I'm trying to see is where's the bridge. And so that's why we do these tarot readings. Also, we do the individual aspects of it. So we cover the collective uh, conscious for individuals on a weekly basis, but also the global events. And the global events is where I'm mainly using this testing, this theory that I had. That's where I'm using the global events. But in my personal life, or if you are like a personal client of mine, I am not testing or playing around. Like, you have my undivided attention and devotion to making sure that your needs are met in terms of your reading. But when it comes to, like, these weekly tarots, yeah, it's just something to for me to grow my skill set. But also, I want to make sure that these readings are edifying humanity in a way, so that they can know what kind of things they can look into, what kind of things may apply to them or don't apply, but also so that they can see, okay, what could possibly happen, and again, I'm not trying to purport myself to know everything, to be able to know the future, or nothing like that. It's nothing whimsical that I'm doing. It's literally quantum mechanics, essentially, in terms of understanding density and dimensions, and not necessarily time travel, but there's something where when we talk about the collective conscious of the Earth record, and this is different than the Akashic records. I don't go to the Akashic records and weekly tarot videos. It's too much energy for that, and I don't see these videos as that serious enough to have to go to Akashic record. But there's always been an Earth record. See, Akashic is universal, so that includes the experiences and the thoughts in higher consciousness of all planets, and this universe, in terms of the Milky Way. Quantum entanglement deals more with Milky Way energy, I have to say, galaxy. But the the Akashic records are more so um, I would say universal, but something I'm doing more research into this because I'm thinking the universal, the Akashic records may be more galactic in a sense, and then the quantum entanglement is more universal. I think we got that reverse, or I think the way we understand universe and galaxies may be a little skewed. So just give me some time to ponder on that. But nonetheless, there is an Earth record. Earth has its own specific database, its own specific quantum realm of information that can be deciphered. And so that's what I'm using in these weekly videos. So let's review what we said. And for anyone, on a weekly basis, we've been pretty accurate, not even pretty accurate. We've been accurate for the global events. And, someone's wondering like, oh, well, somebody probably told you in Washington that was going to happen with Biden. I don't have any connections in Washington. You guys know that. There's no one that I know that can give me information about some shit that's going to go down with these people. But nonetheless, let's see what we said and let's review. Let's see. Okay. But ooh, ooh. Um yeah, this is a core energy, I have to say. It's not it's different, but I have to say it's some type of introspection. Da, 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 da. To be honest, this could be the week that Biden stepped down, or somebody in the justice system, in the courts, somebody from like the courts level asked Biden to step down. It's not it's gonna be they gotta y'all can't just so actually both happened. So Biden did drop out um on July 21st. He dropped out. But also Mike Johnson, who is a lawyer who does work who does work in I think he's a representative now. But let me just yeah, I just want to make sure that this is the right one with Mike Johnson. Yeah, Mike Johnson, who is now the House Speaker, he has a background in law. He was the one that after Biden had stepped down, he was the one that said, um, if you're not fit to run for president, then you should resign from president right now. And so I had to look into Mike Johnson's background because I was looking. I said, "Why is there somebody with a law and the legal sense comes up?" And as we know, there is going to be a legal battle in regards to uh, the lawsuits from the Republicans. I think they're trying to say that there may have been a coup that the Democrats used in terms of either blackmailing Biden to step down or invoking the 25th Amendment to set up a coup to kind of usher him out of the race. But Mike Johnson was the one specifically that had said, if you're not fit to run, you need to step down. And all this stuff is matrix stuff. And that's why it pops up in the Earth collective unconscious records 40 for on a weekly basis. But to be honest, that's kind of where the American people, that's where people are at. It's not a bad thing or a judgment value. It's just more so of, and when it comes to the Earth records, you're going to see these type of things pop up. But Mike Johnson, even though he's a politician, he was an attorney and he was a lawyer for the Alliance Defending Freedoms. He advocated for sodomy laws and oh god, criminalizing homosexuality. So yeah, Mike Johnson is something else, I guess. Yeah, but he was the one that had asked Biden to resign. So both had happened. Biden had already resigned, but this Mike Johnson, who is an attorney as well as Speaker of the House. Is he Speaker of the House? Yeah, Speaker of the House of Representatives. Um, had asked Biden to step down, so he did step down. Um, yeah, I mean July 19th is clearly before July 21st. I mean, he could have stepped down next week. He could have stepped down a month from now, but I think it's pretty uncanny. Um, I don't know. I just felt that energy. Well, you can see it in the spread. You see the Hermit, and then you see the King of Cups, and you see the Judgment, and the six swords. It's clearly somebody walking away, somebody isolating themselves, being alone, somebody taking some time for away, stepping away. Like that's just what I see. That's what I saw. Also, I also said that there would be a religious leader that could step away. So I'll play that so that we can see that, so we can review that as well. Just jump out the window. I mean, y'all could do whatever y'all want. I'm not attached to this system, but y'all gotta be, sensible about things. Don't be disrespectful. But they're frustrated. There's some frustration with this stuff. But to be honest, next week could be the week of the step down, or somebody powerful in the courts justice system, something with the courts that asks, some, like, somebody lends their support, their weight to this idea of a amicable step down, an amicable step down for health. So that means somebody very powerful in the justice department, something with that. They can ask for some sort of stepping down this week, or this could literally be the week that it happens, the week coming up. Because they got to move fast if they're going to do this. They're going to try to preserve legacy. There's going to be, as far as him, because again, this relates to some sort of powerful uh, figure that has to do some self introspection and soul searching in the isolation level. By that, it's like isolation, not in a bad way, but in a way of rest, and attention to health, but also possibly a move, like some sort of movement. Um, and so I have to say, and if it's not Biden, because this is the first energy that just popped up in my damn head. But say if it's not Biden, um, there's definitely going to be something with a very powerful um, male this week. If it's not, I think it could be Biden, but this is something relating to very powerful male. On an extreme sense, it could be something happens with a religious figure. Like another event that we could may possibly see is a religious male figure. Um, Something can happen with him. This could relate to travel, or something with the courts, something with justice, something with the courts, something. Okay, so there was, unfortunately, Pastor Robert Morris' son was the latest to step down this week. That's happened July 26th, actually today. As we know, that Gateway Church, this is a mega church. I think they have over 11,000 followers. They may have more, or I say followers, but what they call it, parishioners, or sheep. I mean, no disrespect. Um, but there was a shakeup at the Gateway Church, with Pastor Robert Morris. Now his son is leaving. His son is stepping down, but this church has been under severe, um, you know, fire, unfortunately. So uh, the wife had to step down. The Pastor Morris accused her. There was something that happened with a lady named Cindy Clemenshire. She had been abused when she was 12 years old by this pastor. Actually looks familiar, by this pastor. And so even though it happened so many decades ago, but people are now coming forward to speak out about their traumas and things that happened to them. And so he had to step down. Obviously, this is a big scandal, and this church is huge. They actually have several locations. This is a mega church. This is a mega pastor, and so the scandal continues. Now the son had to step down, so that whole family is going to be getting moved out, and so um, you know the woman, she opened up about finding her voice and speaking out. And a lot of times, when things like this happen at such a young age, he probably was scared. When someone has when the power dynamic is so tilted in someone else's favor, um in terms of like speaking out, that can really hamper a a woman or a man speaking out of the things that they experienced. There's blacklisting, there's gang stalking, there's organized targeted harassment, there's mob harassments, there's um, torturous interference. There's all types of things that can happen to a person if they speak out against someone that's more powerful than them. And so sometimes when when especially when people want to victim shame men and women who come forward about things that have happened to them, especially regarding SA, it's always like, well, why did you wait now? You waited all this time. Oh, you just want money. Da, da. Um, a lot of times, things have been held over their head. A lot of times, especially when it comes to these churches, a lot of these churches are fronts for monarch programming. A lot of these churches are literal fronts for mind control. All types of things, all types of experimentations happen in the church. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's a real thing. And so, I know at least two people that had like got into like really heavily involved in their churches. They were kind of like cults, and when they decided to leave, they started like this mob harassment network against two people, like pretty much blacklisting them in the area. One in Detroit, and then the other, um, the one happened. I'm going to say Michigan. No, no, actually not Michigan, Indiana. A person that I know, and I studied these stories, and both of the people that I personally know that kind of had got involved with, like a cult or like a church, just powerful church. It didn't even necessarily have to be like technically a cult. When they ended up leaving, things started to happen to them, and they couldn't find jobs. They ended up getting evicted. All types of stuff happened to these people, and these churches are very powerful. Like mega churches are very powerful, um, and so I know you will wonder why would they would do that. Well, it could be what they know. It could be they don't want them to speak out. It's intimidation tactic. Is Your win against the group think is to deter others from doing the actions. Like, okay, this is what can happen to you if others follow suit. And so I feel for this lady. He stepped down. He did admit to engaging in inappropriate behavior. So it's not like, it's like, oh, she just made that up to take me down. And so my heart goes out to Cindy Clemenshire. Many healings and blessings for you. And, like we felt something could happen with powerful leaders. And now this is his son. This is Robert Morris's son. But, these mega churches, man, is God really up in there? No. I mean, I won't say no, but like emphatically like that. I mean, God is probably in some of these parishioners, but a lot of times I mean, you guys have just no idea. Maybe you guys do have an idea, but I've never been one to want to join one of them big ass mega churches. Never. I always like small, and I don't even like following people. If I was to go into the church, I would have to be the pastor. It's as simple as that. And I am an ordained minister, but I would have to be the pastor. And I'm very transparent about my beliefs and how I get down, and how I'm a renegade, and how I am interdimensional. It just is what it is. But if I was to do anything with a church, it would have to be on some very metaphysical, serious stuff, and I would have to be the pastor. And I don't necessarily need like a bunch of parishioners. I'm good with just 10, 20 of us. We really gonna be bringing the house down though. Like we really gonna be like the walls of Jericho, like in like we we gonna be cracking. We'll be able to cause an earthquake. We'll be able to cause the thunder if we want to. That's how that's like the power from on high that we would have, just like in the book of Acts, in the book of Corinthians. We not gonna be playing around here. But that's just me, you know. But yeah, shake up at Gateway Church. The spread shows it. The spread shows the religious leader. I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, I can see it. If we could really saw it, like if it was the Hierophant, you guys would have really been able to know, like, okay, that's the church. But this hermit, believe it or not, does speak to religious leader or someone that could be in clergy, or someone of that nature, or sometimes scholar. Like sometimes a hermit also could like be like a professor, but for some reason, for me, it just screamed more of in the religious section. And then also Biden stepping down, and he did step down. He stepped down on July 21st. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. You know what? With that situation, they may even get more more brutal. I mean, for what I'm seeing, because I know y'all don't understand like how this shit is like the Hunger Games and Games of Thrones. It's like the Game of Thrones and the Hunger Games at the higher levels. And these people, they go off a monarchy bloodline. Like I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time when the American people couldn't vote if you weren't the elite. And so it's the reason why I bring that up is because there are Americans actually commenting and saying that very point because they realized like they hadn't actually picked uh, the Democratic nominee. Like it was chosen for them. Like it was just like, okay, Kamala's the nominee. It is what it is, and there was no convention, no open convention for that. And so, there's a lot of American people. There's a lot of Democrats that were kind of like, whoa, 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 what's going on? Like they feel like their vote was, taken away because when they were donating their money, they were donating more so for Biden or you know they realize that they're trying to block JFK from getting on the ballot. It's not JFK, Robert Kennedy, sorry, Robert RFK. They're trying to block him from getting on the ballots. And so, yeah, there's people, I just noticed, I was just, paying attention to what people were saying. And people were like, I think we're returning back to those days, which I had said that y'all they should have always came out and told the people that, how it really rolls. Slowly but surely, that's what they're doing. I said you should probably tell them they're ready for it, and most of them already know that it's an oligarchy and um, Game of Thrones, Hunger Games, and so, I mean, you saw that voice recording. Was that an AI voice recording of Biden saying, "Yeah, you sure do have my endorsement"? I mean, people put that in the AI checker, and it came out that it was like AI. So it's a lot of shit going on. But my thing is, but what I'm seeing is it is possible that they will get him out completely. And even if it is for 3 or 2 months, they want Kamala as president on paper. So if they don't feel that she can win, and I'm just saying this, and I know I take a lot, I ain't trying to walk on nobody's eggshells or step on nobody's toes or get these elites pissed off at me or whatever. But it is possible that because she was supposed to win in 2020, but she couldn't even get double digits in the primary. So the public, they couldn't swing that. They couldn't swing it that way. The public would have never bought it. As far as like what happened in 2020, that would have just been way too obvious. So they had to go with Biden. But a deal is a deal in their eyes, and so she was told she would receive something, and she did not receive that yet. As far as being the president, it didn't even happen in 2024 to 2028. It's going to happen in 2028 to 2032. They have different plans for 2028 to 2032. So it is possible. Now, don't quote me, but it is possible that they could possibly try to get him out and bring her in, even if it's on paper for 2 months, that she's legally the president, like, or just 1 month of being legally the president of the United States as a female, as the Shakti energy they were trying to tap into, as far as the energies that's on her. Many, not so much Shakti, believe it or not, that is on her, but it's enough to where they can buy it. It's enough where you know, um, it gets esoteric at that point. I'm not going to get into all that because it really is none of the public's business as far as what I can see on the spiritual realm when it comes to Kamala and all this whole situation. But I do know that if they don't think she can win for the 2024 to 2028 and it does go to Trump, if they can get on paper, okay, 1 month, she was legally the president. She was the 40 or what would she be, the 46, 47, 46 president, by a technicality. By a technicality, they can do it that way. Expect that again that she'll probably just get 1 or 2 months up in there technically. But if they don't think she could win, um and they still figuring out the plans. It's not a scramble necessarily, but it is more so of probability distribution. Like, what is the best outcome? It's like game theory. Like, how do you maximize your wins and minimize your losses? This is game theory to them. Um, as above, so below. So they're studying the way game theory and Nash equilibrium plays out in the universe as far as auto air correcting code, and applying that to their little Game of Thrones. It's literally the Game of Thrones. with the a mixture of Game of Thrones and Hunger Games, and Bloodlines, a little bit of the Tudors, a little bit of House of Cards. So that's why a lot of Americans was interested in y'all saying it feels like we're watching a movie. It feels like we're watching a movie. And to be honest, it kind of does. They usually watch us, believe it or not, as the like the Truman Show and as the movie as their entertainment. But it's funny how ironic that we're watching them to be like, what are y'all gonna do? Like, what is y'all plans? But yeah, that can honestly be, and that's what I do see that happening. I don't see that happening next week or anything, but I think it's possible that you know through some sort of technicality, something happens with Biden where he, like how Mike Johnson is saying, if you can't run for the race, you need to resign now. Well, that's a possibility. Could they force him into doing that? The oligarch elite Democrats have already used the 25th Amendment and possibly maybe even some blackmail to get his ass to drop out. um, you know, I mean, to drop out the race because they get him to resign completely and get it on a technicality of Kamala. Um, we'll see. You know, we'll see because I hope they don't think they're gonna swim. I mean, she started off her campaign at the RuPaul drag race. That's, I mean, really. Um, and it's now there's no shade to RuPaul because my thing is you could have just thrown an event somewhere and just invited RuPaul. But we talking about seriousness. Like a lot of Americans, like honestly, RuPaul show is for entertainment. The drag race is an entertaining show. It's bread and circus. It's not something that's political. It's not something that anybody would want to go and take political advice from. Um, and even serious gays. I grew up watching a Drag Race. Like I stopped watching it when I was like 12, but I remember seeing Drag Race on, watching it. Thought it was cool. I don't watch it anymore, but like that show, like even serious gay people, when it's not gonna go to RuPaul's Drag Race, even serious LGBT people that's political, they're not gonna go to that show to go and follow politics. Anybody that's watching Drag Race, RuPaul's Drag Race, is not don't care really about politics like that, or they don't want that in their time for their bread and circus. They don't while they're being entertained to watch the Drag Race. They don't want to have insertion of fucking politics in their shit about some presidential shit. I'm just telling you, I don't know who's on your team, and I don't know who told you that that was a smart move. And this, I do the same with Trump. I'm not beholden to neither one of these people. The Democrat or Republican. I give Trump advice too on things. I look at this from a very macro level, just on an objective, logistic level. Like, so, but somebody like, if that's what y'all thought, if y'all think y'all gonna win 2024 with that nonsense, I'm sorry to tell you, like y'all clearly out of touch with the people. And I'm talking to the elites right now because I know Kamala ain't coming with that damn decision. Somebody told her to go. You got it. Your first thing is But if y'all wanted to galvanize LGBT, y'all could have thrown something real serious that's actually political, a political event. Invite RuPaul out there. Then you could bring RuPaul out there, and you could have thrown an event and then got the public involved. Like if you threw a public event, you know, and then say, okay, we have, this clicking off the campaign, and wherever it was at, it could have been at how Trump do his rallies or whatever, you know, and then bring out RuPaul, and people would have came out to go see RuPaul and hear politics. The people that want to see that shit would have went to go see that shit, and then it would have been on the news or something. But throwing that little commercial out, like that thing that y'all did on RuPaul Drag Race, and had NSYNC and random ass LGBT all in the background, and it just was given it to me, like there's no way I could take that serious. And it's not because it's LGBT, it's because this show is for entertaining. The show is for dancing, cat, 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 the that little because these got the ballroom dance. Paris is burning. Yeah, I know about all of that. Paris is burning. The ballroom, that is for fun, that is for dancing and entertaining, and that has nothing to do with politics at all. Like, what is you doing? So I just had to say that. I'm gonna do a whole breakdown on it, on Kamala Harris and this whole situation, and I need to address the elites, whether you want to call them Illuminati, whoever's at the motherfucking top of the top. I need to have a talk with y'all because y'all done lost y'all damn mind. So I'm gonna be breaking down that, and don't be trying to just do no little COVID and little witchcraft so that I can't get my shit off, because I'm gonna get my shit off. I am. I need this. Y'all are totally out of pocket. And so we need to have a talk. But Kamala Harris, girl, don't have them people send you out on no dummy mission like that. I don't know if you can speak up. You probably, I don't know if they got you tied by the tongue, but you should have said, this is not, nobody's going to take me serious if I go on fucking Drag Race. And that's like, even if Trump was doing something, I'll pull him to the side and say, yo, Trump. That's why and they followed their advice. Well, you know, I'm glad they jumped on it as far as getting that investigation into the Secret Service, because if they didn't, Americans would have been really going along with the more of the stage narrative. So it was very wise of Trump to the Republicans, whoever, to have them investigate that Secret Service, because that clearly looked like an inside situation. And that lady, they said Sheila Jackson had oversaw um, Trump security detail for that particular event. She ended up dying 6 days later after the event. And then the lady that is in charge of the Secret Service, she's been doing that job for 25 years. So she knows security in and out. So she knows how to do her job. So she dropped the ball. It looked like it was dropped on purpose. And so, like I said, he needed to, y'all got to do an investigation. It needs to be handled. It needs to be, you know, and so that was. But as far as seeing this play out, it's saying that you got a chance. Well, again, I'm gonna talk to the Democrats. I'm gonna do a specific video for the Democrats uh, to get y'all together, pretty much, because y'all look crazy out here, and y'all don't stand it. And you know what? I have to speak to people that is more so like on the conservative side, because we just was sitting easy breezy. If Biden would step down, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, we just knew Trump was going. it, Trump, we were looking like there is no way there is no way that Biden would have won, like with them type of, with the way they had rolled him out there like that for that debate and all that. So they had, Democrats felt the pressure, like, we gotta step it up, we gotta find, we gotta do something different. My thing is, it ain't gonna be enough, especially if y'all using entertainment. Y'all got these celebrities coming out here. Had Martin Lawrence coming out here talking about Kamala Harris. That kind of stuff ain't gonna get it. That ain't gonna get it. It's not. People are so disillusioned with celebrities, with Hollywood, with entertainment, for a mixture of politics. Like, don't nobody give a damn about that. And so I don't see how y'all can be taken serious. I know this is our tarot video, and I have to do that separately as far as the video I want to really do about politics. But well, more so esoteric politics, because I talk about the esoteric behind this, and we're going to get very deep into um, even the names, the energy, uh, the bloodlines, the Boule Venetian black nobility. I'm telling y'all, like, this video is gonna be a banger, and I'm gonna have to. I'm scared. I can't even do it live, because it may get shut off the air as far as the info. How deep we gonna go? Because we gonna be talking about the black Venetian nobility, Mossad intelligence, um, Sephardic Moors, uh, Draco Moors. We're going to be going deep, deep, deep into Shakti, the Nagas, the Naguts, the Nagas that came from Ethiopia to India. Why Kamala was even chosen by the elites? Like, why did they choose her? There's a specific reasons why they chose her bloodline. Even, she's Indian, Jamaican, from the Brahmin class, a priest class. The Brahmin class is the highest class in the Indian. So I want to talk about all of that. I want to get into the esoterics as far as what I can see as a priestess, stuff that I saw in 2018 on Kamala Harris, in terms of the deities that work, that protect her, the demons that protect her, the energies that are on her. Um, Again, all of that. I'm not going to get too deep into that lady's business, all like that, because some things is not smart for me to be sharing all in the public like that. So it's not going to be anything because I have seen some things. I know exactly why they chose her. Um, and even why, then the other side, it's a group in this country that fucks with Trump heavily too. It's all two sides of the same coin, but just different agendas and different motives. Different motives, pretty much. And so I want to talk about the more of the esoteric politics behind it. esoteric government. Uh, it's deep, and so I can't wait to do that. I'm gonna play it live, but I'm gonna pre-record the video and then probably play it live. I may just go live, but I know there's certain things that we talk about. Some of the things I'm gonna show you guys because we're going deep into like Brahmin uh, history, and we're gonna be going deep. And I don't know if this is stuff that the average American is not supposed to know in terms of how all this stuff works, in terms of how someone is selected, what kind of prophecies are they trying, what kind of, not even predictive programming, but what type of scripts are they trying to write when they bring about a Kamala Harris or a Barack Obama, or things like that we've seen. It's kind of like odd, like how did a Kenyan with a name as Barack Obama, Hussein Obama, how did all this play out? It's all about the bloodline. And so we're going to talk about the Nega that came from Ethiopia, that infiltrated the India, in terms of the creation of, like, it's the caste system, and even the Brahmin caste. And we'll also talk about how oof, I don't even know if we should go there, but they're and this is stuff you can verify, like they had traced the bloodline. There's actually like some research they was doing on the Brahmin caste, and I'm gonna actually, I'll save that for the video, but they have some links with, I'll just say this, Ashkenazi. They have some they have some links with that. There, it's again, there's a demarcation and a divergence of the bloodlines, but light codes is what's important here. Light codes and epigenetics um, is what's important. Who has the the energy, pretty much. And so we'll see what happens with this election. Oh my gosh, such a shit show, I have to tell you. And so, while you know, I personally would like to just go. I probably put my name on that motherfucking ballot. I ain't even gonna hold you. I put my name on that ballot. I think we should have. I think us as Black Americans, we should have went a different route as far as having our own super PAC and third political candidate and third party. Maybe galvanize under Cornel West, put more pressure on him, even just for principle's sake, not necessarily if it was going to actually do anything substantial maybe in 2024, but just to get us in that mindset of autonomy for 2028, and to get us in a mindset of throwing that wrench and building up leverage. I don't feel like we have the proper leverage, and I don't feel like going along with the Republican Party is necessarily leverage. But I am more partial to Trump um, over Kamala because of his fight against the human trafficking, and I've been saying that for years. That's that's where I stand on it. Like, I want a party that will go hard against human trafficking, and Trump did that in 2016. He's committed to doing that again. So that's that's literally the short end of it. Is there's no other um, significant. There's other reasons, because I don't like how the Democrats, they kind of go crazy with the expansion of that Patriot Act, in terms of I don't like the way the system is ran under them, in terms of like the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI and CIA. I don't like the way uh, those things are handled, because I feel like people get surveillance more under the Democrats. And I was kind of researching this for myself. Like, I kind of feel like they kind of go after people that don't have agree with them, pretty much. Like, they went after a lot of people that supported Trump. They went after a lot of conservatives. They went after a lot of Republicans. They went after a lot of black activists. They went after black activists that didn't want to vote at all. So Democrats, they put us through the ringer, when it comes to like certain things. Um, and so that's also another reason. That's another reason. But neither candidate is perfect. Neither candidate. Again, this is all horse and pony show. If you ask me, I want real change for America. I want to see Americans really benefit from our country, and have a fair shake. I want to see like an actual golden age for America, and so Until I see that, like I want to for us to manifest that, but for policies that actually benefit us, tangibles that benefit us. Where you actually feel that your government's not going to lie to you, where you actually can you feel, you know, like there's a we can never really truly trust government, but I mean, right now, I mean, it's not even just Black Americans that are disillusioned. It's like Americans in general are disillusioned with the government, and they are not doing anything to rectify that or remedy that. And to be honest, Trump's rhetoric and Trump's um, aura is the only one that provides that for the American people, at least the America, middle America. They kind of feel like, okay, well, he at least speaks to the working class. He at least speaks to things that are America first, and at least we won't see this country completely go to shit under conservative or republic. That's what people say. Think. I'm not saying I think that, but I'm saying I've heard people say that, black and white, male and female. I've heard people say these things. I've researched everything, and so they do feel like they have a better chance for America to stay as a power base if they go with Trump, because they know that as far as the investments in America, the investment in infrastructure in America, the investment in Americans, they feel like now that may or may not be true, but that's just what people feel. And if people are feeling that way, then why are they feeling that way? What evidence are they? What are they litmus tests are they using? What are they basing that opinion on? And so it's interesting. This whole thing is interesting to me. And some of us have the energy more than others to shift what's going to happen in this country. And so I would employ anyone, if whatever your agenda is, whatever your narrative is as an individual, you should put your energy into that, your attention into that, and a script write, make that happen. If you want a certain candidate, whether that be local, state, or federal, if you want just get out of politics, maybe your ass just want to get off grid. Maybe you just want to get off grid completely and just say fuck it all. You make sure that you make that happen. Don't let none of this circus, political shit, none of that affect you on a daily basis. If you, however you want to get involved with it, because they ain't paying none of us to do this shit. So we don't really need to be talking about none of that. We focus on ourselves. But if whatever your narrative is for 2024, 2025 election, you make your own election. I'm telling you, I'm putting my damn name on that damn ballot. However it works. So what you put it, I'm gonna research it first, because I don't know how, like, but shit, put your own name on that ballot. Vote for yourself. Remember, vote means to bow. So shit, vote for yourself. They tell you right there that we in front of a monarchy. They tell you right, it was right in front of you. Nonetheless, let's finish playing this, because I know I'm going on a damn tangent. Let's finish playing this, and yeah, let's see. In that nature, that's another event that we can possibly see. Um, so I think we
Yes.
covered, obviously we covered that Biden dropped out. Mike Johnson had asked him to step down. Mike Johnson was an attorney. Mike Jackson is Speaker of the House, so it's not so much a court thing, but they are going to take this to court, as they announced the lawsuits this week. And then there was a religious leader that did step down. There was the shakeup at the Gateway Church with the religious powerful male that we also saw. And so there we go. So now we want to look for next week, because I don't want to belabor the point. We want to see what's going to transpire for next week. Okay, so let me pull that up. Get that ready for you. Stuff is so interesting. And then, Sheila Jackson had died. And that looks suspicious, because she was ahead of Trump's of that Pennsylvania event as far as the security. So all of that looked crazy. What is the energy for next week? And again, this is for July 27th to August 2nd, as far as this reading that we're about to do now. Ooh. Okay. This is interesting. Mm, I'm trying to because this one. Um, okay. Let's see if we see any world events. Okay. Just picking up on energy. I'm about to share. Just want to put it in the middle of my screen so that you guys can see it better. Okay. So there we go. So, what is next week's energy? Oops. Sorry about that. Or matter of fact, let me put my links in there. Just in case anyone does want to get a reading, you guys can. It's no pressure. I do this for fun. It's not necessarily altruistic, but it's not necessarily like something that it's not the only hat I wear, pretty much. I do plenty of things. But yes, if you guys do want a reading, you can book whenever you want at your time, at your discretion, as well as the media, the format in which you want it. If you want it live, pre-recorded, phone, or chat, or just a digital recording. It's all up to you. But nonetheless, next week's reading. Here we go. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Mm, mm, mm. This looked like there could be something, some sort of major, some type of major scandal with some sort of corporation relating to. I would say this could be work and labor law, workplace. Is something with a corporation that was going to get their ass handed to them. Let me just write this down, or some type of that gets into, like, this could be like legal trouble. Like this could be legal trouble, or something with like workplace scandal. That's the first thing I pick up. It's the first thing. That could be one scenario. That could be one event. Another event as something can go belly up, like some sort of a belly up, like a bankrupt company, something of that nature. Something can go. The first term, as I see, is belly up. Belly up. Could this mean like stock goes like to shit? Like stock goes. And I'm just writing this stuff down so I don't have to like rewatch the video, so I can kind of just refresh my memory quickly on what we talked about. But yeah, this relates to some sort of workplace. I'm gonna get to the individual. I'm just trying to see if I see any more world events. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I just see some type of scandal with a corporate. If I see something else, I'll say it. But I'm gonna switch to the individual now. For individuals, the collective conscious, unfortunately, there may be like some sort of excessive rumination this week over like this could be work or relationship, in terms of like unhealthy habits, unhealthy. This could be like obsessive thoughts, unhealthy addictions, or something on an unhealthy habit that may kind of that you may grapple with this week. It's temporary, and you have all the power to get out of it. It's I know you see the devil card as the outcome, but um, it can be a trickster energy in terms of pushing you so far to the opposite edge of what is considered normal, that it can be healing in a sense, kind of like lightning bolt tantra or something, where you push the norm so far that you have no choice but to autocorrect and balance things out. So that's why when I see a devil card, I don't necessarily see it as like the bad, how other people would see it, but also you can always walk away. You can always break free of any bondage, but a lot of it is psychological. Like you feel tethered or you feel in bondage to something. That's usually what this energy means as well. And so if you start to feel that way, like a bondage or a tethered or um, obsessing with work or obsessing over a relationship or of a man or of a woman, you know, just know that um, it's not healthy. It may take an unhealthy turn, and be self aware of that. And once again, we're dealing with that energy of emotional intelligence and emotional maturity, being fair with yourself, not judging yourself too harshly, being too critical of yourself. And also that self reflection. That's where we see the hermit in the Wheel of Fortune. Like you can turn this around, like uh, as far as like the introspection, the shadow work and the introspective aspects. Like if you have any fear of abandonment or any fear of rejection, any fear of intimacy, dealing with any heartache or pain still, now this would be a good week to focus on, you know, a meditation, whether you do an affirmation or a prayer, anything that you know can get you to a higher vibration. This would be a good week to do that. At the worst, the extreme sense of this energy is that you may be consumed with work this week. Like even family and friends take a backseat. Unfortunately, they may even complain that you've been too buried in your work, too buried into the work. It's a heavy week for corporation and money. I get that as well. Like possibly like deadlines and reports relating to fiscal numbers and relating to numbers. Um, you know, numbers and money. When we say numbers, we're talking about like bottom line, like profits and losses, like just financial markets, like all these things just pop up this week, majorly. Yeah, this is usually an energy of money and corporation. But I do have to say, again, it's a very a very root, um, how do I say this? A root based energy, meaning like a Capricorn energy, but also um, base level. Base means it's grounded. It's not. How do we say this? Because I don't want to use the word like the word I want to use is it's not really the word I want to. Animal. There we go. Animalistic base. That's what I mean by base. Like animalistic behaviors. It's not. It lacks awareness. It lacks a self awareness. It lacks a higher consciousness, and so um, that's the energy that I'm getting for this week in terms of like possible fears about markets or earnings. I'll put that in here too as far as a world event. Here's a markets or something with maybe a possible something with numbers relating to money though, as far as globally. But nonetheless, if you feel yourself, another thing with let me just finish my sentence. If you feel yourself feeling like obsessive or like having these repressed urges that are like animal like, I would say assess whether or not those are irrational ideas or illogical ideas. The reason why I say that is because the devil card also can represent that trickster energy that makes you face your own shit, in terms of whether you're being illogical or irrational, and it may upset you. It's kind of like that shadow work energy, how upsetting it can be, and how So you may notice that, and once again, um, don't be so hard on yourself. It's just that awareness is key. And remember, as you can see in the card, like the chains around these people's neck, it's very loose, so they can actually take that. Like it's loose enough to where they can pull it over their heads and just walk away. And that's what you need to understand. And so if you feel okay, I'm obsessing over this person, or I'm engaging in this unhealthy lifestyle, I'm doing this habit, picking up a bad habit, let me just walk away. Let me just self-reflect here, you know. um yeah, there's some scandal energy. I'm sorry, I keep getting scandal energy from this. This can be some type of scandal in politics too. This is the thing I pick up, as above so below, because that devil energy is something that's very important to the people at the top, in terms of this Baphomet energy, this as above so below, this androgynous trans, half male half female with pan and all this. It represents Capricorn, and the this upside down pentagram. Oh man, what was that? Shine, Shin, but then they moved it. They removed the H, and now it's just sin. But it related to something in the Kabbalah. I don't know. Should I did my remember my research, but nonetheless, this energy is important to them. It's important to those at the top, in terms of this, as below, as above, so below. I see that a lot of the things that they regard as like occult information as botched information. It's not any disrespect. It's just I see it as, some people get their hands on things and don't understand it, and just come up with, add things to it, take things away, come up with their own interpretations, and it may not even necessarily be how it was originally interpreted, or that energy may not even be for the person that has taken that path on. And so I do see something with scandal, um and just it's something with that in politics, but also it could be some sort of push, with this genderless stuff that they're trying to do, this week. I wouldn't be shocked if something about that came. And I'm not trying to be offensive at all to anyone, you know or sexual orientation, or their identity, as far as how they identify. Because I'm not even talking about that. I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to talk about that. I'm talking about some sort of push, like a possible push, relating to uh, like genderless stuff, like genderlessness, or or desecration of the divine feminine, or the muddling of the meddling, like calling women's like chest feeding and stuff like that, and um calling the vagina extra whole, and all like that type of energy. I also pick up on that a bit. That could be something that we try to see. They may try to push that in the media this week. Some type of policy, something relating to that, something that go viral about that. I could see that too. And it is backwards. Again, a lot of this information that these people stole is damn near is really botched. A lot of the info is just botched. I don't know what else to say. And people get mad at me for like they had to do, maybe witchcraft or something, because I come at, they precious beliefs, and I don't care what anybody believes in. It's not my business. But I know they like to push that occult stuff on the public. And when I was researching that stuff, the first thing I just noticed was that it was botched. But I think all that shit is botched, regardless of a lot of this, even the religions, like it's all botched information, in my estimation. Whether that be in the traditional religion or in the esoteric occult realm. I feel like all of the information is, on some level, some of it is very accurate, and then some of it is just completely just botched. I don't know what else to say. And people do with what they do with what they know at that time. So it's not me judging or me scolding. It's just, like it's just an observation. Like, oh, like I intuitively know that information that is being spread about in certain communities, it doesn't resonate with me, and that's just me. If it resonates with someone else, that's fine. I also know that a lot of this stuff comes from, I'm not going to go there, but yeah, a lot of it is mind control. It relates to certain cults that have connections with certain intelligence agencies, and they push things from the top down, whether that be Scientology, whether that be certain even New Age movements. They push that shit up from the intelligence agencies. Um, like a lot of these religions, a lot of like are. I'm not about to go on a soap opera. I'm not about to do that in this video. We're about to wrap it up. But nonetheless, that's what I see. Another thing, yeah, um, if you focus too much on your work this week and you notice you have not taken a break for meditation, you have not relaxed and focus more on some of the emotional stuff, um, that that's something you want to do. Another thing, if you are small, this is for the individual, if you're a small business owner, you may notice, honestly, you may notice uptick in sales. Like if you have like a small little passion project that you're working on, that you have a e-commerce store or something like that. Um, but to be honest, sales could be good this week for you, especially if you do some marketing. Social, a lot of people may have like some sort of marketing or social media campaigns or something like that they have out. That will also be great. But I see sales up increase for a lot of these businesses. Um, on a global level, I do see something where something can go belly up or bankrupt, but I also see where it's like this influx of money. But I also see the um, the neglect of more of the emotional self and the friends, the family, the spirit, and like they say, money doesn't buy happiness. That kind of energy is what I'm getting from this. Like, yeah, you have these things, but there's some work that on the inner man or inner woman that needs to be tended to. And so that's just something for all of us to keep in mind as we go into this week, even myself. And so it'll be interesting to see what pops up. I'm trying to see if I see any more world events, anything world events, world. I'm not going to force it. I don't like to overread. Oh, I don't like to overread. That's when you start just pulling shit out your ass. It's hard to do that. It has to flow. I don't like to search. But when I say overread, I don't like to go and try to search for events. I like for just the information, the data to just pop up um, quantumly from the Earth record. Yep. So yes, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great week. And this week's reading is for July 27th to August 2nd. So we'll be back next week to do the review, to see what's going on, to see what has manifested, what kind of energy we're dealing with, what kind of events take place. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And so we'll see. Man, oh man, busy week ahead for many people. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let me get on out of here because I'm watching this really cool show on Netflix. But yeah, I'm gonna chill for the rest of the day, and I'm definitely gonna do that video that I want to talk about, the esoteric politics of this election, the esoteric politics of the Democrats, the esoteric politics of the Boule. It's gonna be really interesting because that's the bridge that the Americans don't understand, and why especially Black Americans, and that's why we're having the issues that and problems that we're having with the system and the Democratic Party, and why they move the way they move, why they think the way they think. It is so different from say the average day American, and it's for a reason. It's for a reason, and these things go back to certain bloodlines, packs, um, classes, cults, deities, spirits. Like it's very intricate. And so we see this setup between, Trump obviously having German, Scottish um, descent, and with Scottish, he does have some Sephardic Moorish light code, versus Kamala Harris, who has, the Shakti, Devi, Indian Brahmin class royalty still. She does have also, it's not the Sephardic one, but it's more of Ashkenazi. She has that. So these are people that, you know, um, they can control her more, like as far as like why she was. I want to talk about like why she was chosen and all these things, and you know, um, it's interesting because a lot of us were like, "There's no way she could win. There's no way she could win." Like a lot of Americans, black and white, are kind of like, "What? That's just like, why would they?" Um, they don't feel like that there's a candidate that the Democrats have a candidate that can beat Trump, but these elites, they don't see it that way. They feel like if they have to finesse it, they will finesse it. If they have to play the cards, House of Cards and Game of Thrones, to where they gotta do what they gotta do, they will be gutter. We saw this situation. We saw the situation with the crowd strike, and then the leaks. The crowd strike being in the servers in Ukraine and all that shit. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you never know. These people are not playing. They want to hold on, and a lot of it is to keep things covered up. And so they may move reckless and ruthless at this time. Very reckless and ruthless, and things that we think would not be allowed, we may see get allowed because of that scramble to hold on to that power. Um, and so it'll be interesting to see all of that. But I want to again root this in the context of a very specific framework in terms of like when we talk about bloodlines and how it converges with politics. So, you know, um, it's serious because I also want to talk about even some elements of strategy, and also what if Kamala is serious. There are some things that we should propose, and if there's no legway or runway with the Democrats, then they're not going to. They have no idea how this stuff is set up. There are people that are above. There are energies that are above the elites that can make moves. And so I don't care how much they try to come up with every celebrity out, bring every old ass celebrity out, has been new celebrities to endorse the Democrats, or who they bring, or what they do, or what corporations get involved, or what media they got in control of. What is done is done. Like it's a new day for America, and they're trying to like do like some type of slow demolition of this country, and shift out energy and statuses in terms of like okay, well, we can, if the Democrats voting base was black Americans, and if they don't want to be, they feel like okay, we're losing them, they're being disillusioned, okay, but just bring in more damn more people over to replace them. It's a lot of things that they're thinking of. Who do we disenfranchise? Who's the next up? What's the class that we want to get involved? um and when I say class, I mean, like, I should have said ethnicity. Who is the ethnicity that we want to put as power broker, as liaisons between certain groups? And it's a lot of things that they thinking about as far as their 70-60 chess, 10-80, 90, 10D chess. But you can't trump universal law. Universal law trumps everything. Galactic law trumps everything. And so if it's not in alignment with universal law, I don't care what occult book you got. I don't care what gematria you got. I don't care what astrology you got. If that shit ain't logical, and if that shit ain't making sense, and if you think you just about to just screw over the American people, because of some power, because of some money, then your motherfucking ass is getting tore out the frame. We don't care who it is, whether it was the Republicans or the Democrats. Right now, it's the Democrats the one causing all the fuckery in the country. I'm talking about occultically, esoterically. And so we whoever is going to end in the fucking corruption, that's who we going back. It's as simple as that. Whoever got a better policy to end corruption and to end uh fucked up shit that we know what's going on in the government, and to expose it, that's who we going back. Whoever's going to catch the American people up in consciousness better, whoever's going to be more honest, or that's who's going to get the backing of the universe. So I don't care what bloodlines y'all done traced and got, oh, this energy's got Shakti on it, this got this got this alliance with Saturn. None of that matters if it does not align with the universal law. So whoever's less corrupt is who's gonna get it. I'm just telling y'all that now. Whoever's less corrupt, whoever's less corrupt. And so both of y'all could be corrupt, but whoever is less corrupt is who's going to get it until uh, this shit shake up some more over the next 4 years. You need about 4 to 12 years to enact some of these changes that we're going to see. And also, that's when we talk about that, that's relating to consciousness shift. Like the American people are not there yet to handle some of the things that has to be revealed to them, has to be told to them, has to be shown, has to be, they have to be taught. They're not ready for like half of the information. And so you just need more time. You can't just go in there and be like, hey, this is how it was always ran, or this is what's in it. This is the shadow government. This is it's really ran by uh, a whole nother even fucking. We can't just go out and tell them people that think they say you're crazy, And so you have to has to be a slow adjustment. And so that's what we telling y'all. Y'all finesse that shit. Don't say nothing when the American people turn up on your ass, because they gonna know that all that stuff is fake anyway. They already think everything is staged. They think everything is a psyop. They think everything is staged. They checking out. They don't even give a damn about none of that stuff, And it's for a reason. It's because they waking up. And so keep waking up is all I gotta say. That's my message at the end of it. Keep waking the fuck up, please, please. Humor me, so I ain't the only one that odd man out. Humor me. I can't wait till y'all motherfuckers can see what I can see, man. Because that's when some change is gonna be made. It ain't enough for like 5 of us or 10 of us, even if 1,000 of us. We need we need millions, and we will get millions. We will get millions. It's okay now. It's uh, but we will get millions eventually of people that will wake up and can see what's going on. And through that awakening, that's how you shift energy collectively on the collective unconscious, as far as like, okay, we all agree we want to see justice. We all agree we want to see truthful things. We all agree we want to see more positive things in the media, more happiness. And once that agreement is made, not even like having to be on the same agenda, having to even support or even talk to one another, it's just an energy thing. Once the humans raise their vibration, and everything shifts. Everything shifts. And the matrix collapse. It already collapsed. It's a lag in time, and it's a lag in dimension and density. So others can see it, other people cannot, because it hasn't all caught up yet. It hasn't all been self evident. So that's where we're at. But like I said, keep waking up. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, somebody left some comments. Oh, that was me. Okay, I just wanted to make sure nobody didn't say something and didn't get acknowledged. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye.